timeline of the American Revolution, a Euro timeline of the political upheaval in the 18th century in which 13 colonies in North America joined together for independence from the British Empire, and after victory in the Revolutionary War combining to form the United States of America. The American Revolution includes political, social, and military aspects. The Revolutionary era is generally considered to have begun with the passage of the Stamp Act in 1765 and ended with the ratification of the United States Bill of Rights in 1791. The military phase of the Revolution, the American Revolutionary War, lasted from 1775 to 1783. 1760s. 1760 a Euro Pierre de Rigaud, governor of New France, capitulates to Field Marshal Geoffrey Amherst. This ends most fighting in North America between France and Great Britain in the French and Indian War. Amherst becomes the first British Governor-General of territories that would later become Canada plus lands west of the American colonies. 1760 a Euro King George II of Great Britain dies and is succeeded by his grandson George III. 1761, New England planters immigrate to Nova Scotia, Canada to take up lands left vacant after the expulsion of the Acadians. 1763 a Euro the Treaty of Paris formally ends the French and Indian War. France cedes most of its territories in North America to Great Britain, but Louisiana west of the Mississippi River is ceded to Spain. 1763 a Euro previously allied with France. Native American tribes in the Great Lakes region resist the policies of the British under Amherst. Pontiac's rebellion begins, lasting until 1766. 1763 a Euro King George's royal proclamation of 1763 establishes administration in territories newly ceded by France. To prevent further violence between settlers and Native Americans, the proclamation sets a western boundary on the American colonies. 1764 a Euro the Sugar Act, intended to raise revenues, and the Currency Act, prohibiting the colonies from issuing paper money, are passed by Parliament. These acts, coming during the economic slump that followed the French and Indian War, are resented by the colonists and led to protests. 1765 a Euro to help defray the cost of keeping troops in America, Parliament enacts the Stamp Act, imposing a tax on many types of printed materials used in the colonies. Seen as a violation of rights, the act sparks violent demonstrations in several colonies. Virginia's House of Burgesses adopts the Virginia Resolves claiming that, under British law, Virginians could be taxed only by an assembly to which they had elected representatives. Delegates from 9 colonies attend the Stamp Act Congress, which adopts a Declaration of Rights and Grievances and petitions Parliament and the King to repeal the Act. 1765 a Euro Parliament enacts the Quartering Act, requiring the colonies to provide housing, food, and other provisions to British troops. The Act is resisted or circumvented in most of the colonies. In 1767 and again in 1769, Parliament suspended the Governor and Legislature of New York for failure to comply. 1766 a Euro the British Parliament repeals the unpopular Stamp Act of the previous year, but, in the simultaneous Declaratory Act, asserts its full power and authority to make laws and statutes to bind the colonies and people of America. In all cases whatsoever. 1766 a Euro Liberty Pole erected in New York City Commons in celebration of the Stamp Act repeal. An intermittent skirmish with the British garrison over the removal of this and other poles, and their replacement by the Sons of Liberty, rages until the province of New York is under the control of the Revolutionary New York Provincial Congress in 1775, 1767 a Euro the Townshend Acts, named for Chancellor of the Exchequer Charles Townshend, are passed by Parliament, placing duties on many items imported into America. 1768. In April, England's Secretary of State for the Colonies, Lord Hillsborough, orders colonial governors to stop their own assemblies from endorsing Adams' circular letter. Hillsborough also orders the governor of Massachusetts to dissolve the General Court if the Massachusetts Assembly does not revoke the letter. By month's end, the assemblies of New Hampshire, Connecticut and New Jersey have endorsed the letter. 1768, in May, a British warship armed with 50 cannons sails into Boston Harbor after a call for help from custom commissioners who are constantly being harassed by Boston agitators. In June, a customs official is locked up in the cabin of the Liberty, a sloop owned by John Hancock. Imported wine is then unloaded illegally into Boston without payment of duties. Following this incident, customs officials seize Hancock's sloop. After threats of violence from Bostonians, the customs officials escape to an island off Boston, then request the intervention of British troops. 1768, in July, the governor of Massachusetts dissolves the General Court after the legislature defies his order to revoke Adams' circular letter. In August, in Boston and New York, merchants agree to boycott most British goods until the Townshend Acts are repealed. In September, at a town meeting in Boston, residents are urged to arm themselves. Later in September, English warships sail into Boston Harbor, then 2 regiments of English infantry land in Boston and set up permanent residence to keep order. 1769, a euro to the betrayed inhabitants of the city and colony of New York broadside published by the local Sons of Liberty. 1770s. 1770, a euro Golden Hill incident in which British troops wound civilians, including 1 death. 1770, a euro Lord North becomes Prime Minister of Great Britain. 1770, a euro Boston Massacre. 1771, a euro Battle of Alamance in North Carolina. 1772, a euro Samuel Adams organizes the Committees of Correspondence. 1772, a euro Gaspee Affair. 1772, a euro the Watauga Association in what would become Tennessee declares itself independent. 1773, a euro Parliament passes the Tea Act. 1773, a euro Association of the Sons of Liberty in New York published by local Sons of Liberty. 1773, a euro Boston Tea Party. 1774, a euro Benjamin Franklin, Massachusetts agent in London, is questioned before Parliament. 1774, a euro Lord Dunmore's War. 1774, a euro British pass intolerable acts, including, Boston Port Act, Administration of Justice Act, Massachusetts Government Act, a Second Quartering Act, and, Quebec Act. 1774, a euro the Powder Alarm, General Gage's secret raid on the Cambridge powder magazine. 1774, a euro the First Continental Congress meets. 12 colonies send delegates. 1774, a euro burning of the HMS Peggy Stewart. 1774, petition to the King. 1774, a euro Greenwich Tea Party. 1775, a euro battles of Lexington and Concord, followed by the Siege of Boston. 1775, gunpowder incident April 20. 1775, a euro Sconesborough, New York captured by Lieutenant Samuel Herrick. 1775, a euro Fort Ticonderoga captured by Ethan Allen, Benedict Arnold and the Green Mountain Boys. 1775, a euro Battle of Bunker Hill. 1775, a euro the Second Continental Congress meets. 1775, a euro Olive Branch petition sent to King George III. 1775, a euro Henry Knox transported 59 captured cannons from upstate New York to Boston, MA. Trip took 56 days to complete. 1776, a euro New Hampshire ratifies the first state constitution. 1776, a euro Thomas Paine publishes Common Sense. 1776, a euro Battle of Nassau. 1776, a euro Battle of Turtle Gut Inlet. 1776, a euro the Second Continental Congress enacts a resolution declaring independence from the British Empire, and then approves the written Declaration of Independence. 1776, a euro Battle of Long Island, a.k.a. Battle of Brooklyn. 1776, a euro British prison ships begin in Wallabout Bay, New York. 1776, a euro Staten Island Peace Conference. 1776, a euro landing at Kips Bay. 1776, a euro Battle of Harlem Heights. 1776, a euro Great Fire of New York. 1776 Nathan Hale captured and executed for espionage, 1776 Battle of Valker Island, 1776 Battle of White Plains, 1776 Battle of Fort Washington, 1776 Battle of Fort Lee, 1776 Battle of Ironworks Hill, 1776 Battle of Trenton, 1777, 1777 Second Battle of Trenton, 1777 Battle of Princeton, 1777 Forage War, 1777 Battle of Bound Brook, 1777 Middlebrook Encampment, 1777 Fort Ticonderoga abandoned by the Americans due to advancing British troops placing cannon on Mount Defiance, 1777 British retake Fort Ticonderoga, 1777 Battle of Herberton, 1777 delegates in Vermont, which was not one of the 13 colonies, establish a republic and adopt a constitution the first in what is now the territory of the United States to prohibit slavery. 1777 Battle of Short Hills, 1777 Battle of Oriskany, 1777 Battle of Bennington, 1777 Battle of Brandywine, 1777 Battle of Paly, 1777 British occupation of Philadelphia, 1777 Battle of Germantown. 1777 two battles of Saratoga conclude with the surrender of the British Army under General Burgoyne. 1777 Battle of Red Bank, 1777 Articles of Confederation adopted by the Second Continental Congress, 1777 Battle of White Marsh, 1777 Battle of Matson's Ford, 1777 1778 Continental Army in winter quarters at Valley Forge, 1778, 1778 Treaty of Alliance with France, 1778 Battle of Barron Hill, 1778 British occupation of Philadelphia ends, 1778 Battle of the Monmouth. 1778, capture of Savannah. British successfully launched their southern strategy, 1778 1779 Continental Army in winter quarters at Middlebrook Encampment, 1779, 1779 Battle of Stony Point, 1779 Battle of Paulus Hook, 1779 1780 Continental Army in winter quarters at Morristown. 1780s. 1780. January 15 Congress establishes the Court of Appeals in cases of capture to provide for final adjudication of appeals from state court prize cases involving disposition of ships and cargo allegedly seized from the British. January 28 a stockade known as Fort Nasborough is founded on the banks of the Cumberland River. 2 years later the site is renamed Nashville. February 1 some 8,000 British forces under General Henry Clinton arrive in Charleston, South Carolina, from New York. February 1 New York cedes to Congress its western claims, including territory west of Lake Ontario. In 1792 New York will sell the Erie Triangle to Pennsylvania. March 14 bombardment of Fort Charlotte. After a 2-week siege, Spanish general, colonial governor of Louisiana, and Viceroy of New Spain Bernardo de Galvez captures Fort Charlotte, taking the port of Mobile from the British. Fort Charlotte was the last remaining British frontier post capable of threatening New Orleans in Spanish Louisiana. Its fall drove the British from the western reaches of West Florida and reduced the British military presence in West Florida to its capital, Pensacola. April 8 siege of Charleston. British Army troops under General Henry Clinton and naval forces under Admiral Marriott Arbuthnot besieged Charleston, South Carolina. British ships sail past Fort Moultrie on Sullivan's Island to occupy Charleston Harbor. Washington will order reinforcements to Charleston, but the city falls on May 12 in what is arguably the worst American defeat of the war. May 6 siege of Charleston. Fort Moultrie falls to the British. May 12 siege of Charleston. American General Benjamin Lincoln surrenders Charleston to the British. The British lose 255 men while capturing a large American garrison. May 29 Battle of Waxhaws. a clash between Continental Army forces under Abraham Buford and a mainly Loyalist force led by Barnester Tarleton occurs near Lancaster, South Carolina in the Waxhaws area. The British destroyed the American forces. June 6 – a Euro Battle of Connecticut Farms, June 23 – a Euro Battle of Springfield. With the attempted British invasion of New Jersey stopped at Connecticut Farms and Springfield, major fighting in the North ends. August 16 – Battle of Camden. British General Cornwallis gains a humiliating victory over Gates in South Carolina. September 23 – a Euro John Andrew copyright captured and the treason of Benedict Arnold is exposed. September 26 – Battle of Charlotte, October 7 – a Euro Battle of Kings Mountain, January 17, 1781, Battle of Coupens, March 1 – a Euro Articles of Confederation ratified, March 15 – a Euro Battle of Guilford Courthouse, September 5 – Battle of the Chesapeake, September 8 – Battle of Eutaw Springs, October 19 – a Euro the British surrender at Yorktown, December 31 – a Euro Bank of North America chartered, February 27, 1782 – a Euro the British House of Commons votes against further war, informally recognizing American independence. December 14 – a Euro British evacuate Charleston, South Carolina, 1783. September 3 – a Euro the Treaty of Paris ends the American Revolutionary War, November 25 – a Euro the British evacuate New York, marking the end of British rule, and General George Washington triumphantly returns with the Continental Army, January 14, 1784 – a Euro the Treaty of Paris is ratified by the Congress. April 9 – a Euro the Treaty of Paris is ratified by the British, May 12 – a Euro ratified treaties are exchanged in Paris between the two nations. August – a Euro the State of Franklin, later known as Franklin, secedes from North Carolina, 1785, Treaty of Hopewell, Congress refuses admission of Franklin to the Union, 1786, Shays Rebellion, Annapolis Convention fails, 1787, Northwest Ordinance. Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia, Delaware, Pennsylvania and New Jersey ratify the Constitution, 1788, North Carolina reconquers Franklin, which ceases to exist. Georgia, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, Virginia and New York ratify the Constitution, 1789, United States presidential election, 1789, Constitution goes into effect, George Washington is inaugurated as president in New York City, the first United States Congress passes the Judiciary Act of 1789 and Hamilton Tariff, Euro-Gardaquis Treaty. November 21 – a Euro North Carolina becomes the 12th state to ratify the Constitution, with a vote of 194 – a Euro 77. 1790s 1790 – a Euro Rhode Island and Providence Plantations becomes the 13th state to ratify the Constitution, with a vote of 34 – a Euro 32. 1791 – Ratification of the United States Bill of Rights. See also, Timeline of Colonial America. Bibliography of the American Revolutionary War, Timeline of the United States, Timelines of United States history by period. Further reading Fmont Barnes, Gregory, and Richard Allen Ryerson, eds. The Encyclopedia of the American Revolutionary War, A Political, Social, and Military History, Morris, Richard B. Encyclopedia of American History. External links, theamericanvolution.org, Timeline of the American Revolution.